Give us a sense of what this initiative is. As I say, it's an expansion, as I understand, of what you have been doing.
Well, that's right, David. Thank you for having me. About 5 years ago, Mastercard committed to bringing 500 million people who had been excluded from the financial system into the system. We achieved that goal last quarter, about 9 months ahead of schedule, and we decided that now more than ever, it's important to make sure people have access to the digital economy. So we doubled down. We've raised that goal now to 1 billion between now and 2025. We've also said it's really important to bring 50 million micro and small businesses into the economy. And because there continues to be a gender gap when it comes to financial inclusion, women tend to lag about 9% behind men in terms of being included. We're going to focus in particularly on reaching 25 million women-owned or women-run businesses around the world.
So, Michael, give us a sense of the geography first. I mean, how many of these are the United States? How many of them are overseas? Because MasterCard, of course, is a global company.
Well, there are about 1.7 billion people around the world who are still excluded from the financial system. Most of them are in developing countries, but there are people right here in the United States and in Europe who are also excluded, people who are unbanked or underbanked. There are estimates that in the U.S. there's somewhere between 30 and 40 million people who have no formal relationship to the financial system. So a lot of what we're focused on, and it will vary from country to country as it has over the last 5 years, is figuring out how best to reach them. Sometimes it'll be through government disbursement programs. And for example, millions of people will get their economic payments from the government on one of our cards. Sometimes it'll be working with fintechs who have a capability of bringing people into the financial system that didn't exist 5 or 10 years ago. Or it'll be partnering with other companies. We have a partnership with a group called Neumann's, which is a big coffee trading group, to help put their workers, for example, in Mexico, on digital payments. And it means that the worker, the grower of the coffee, is getting 20% more for her product than she might have gotten before, because we've eliminated the need to go through middlemen and go through cash.
Michael, you mentioned small businesses as part of this. Give us a sense of what you're seeing with MasterCard, by the extent to which small businesses are drawing down on their credit as a practical matter, putting it on their credit card, or for that matter, just not buying things at all, maybe with reduced activity.
Well, we're certainly seeing an impact here. People are focusing on essential purchases like groceries and pharmacy purchases. There's a big movement from brick and mortar to e-commerce. But even where there is brick and mortar, where people are going face to face, we're seeing a big rise in what we call contactless payments, about a 40% growth around the world, and people going and just tapping their card because they don't want to hand over their card to somebody. They don't want to handle cash. They don't want to have to put in a PIN number. And so being able to just tap and go is a safe and secure way of making payments. Small businesses, as you said, are particularly hit by this crisis. We've committed $250 million of products and services and financial support over the next 5 years to small and medium-sized businesses to help them digitize, bring them into the e-commerce environment, make sure that their transactions are safe and secure from cyber attack and from fraud. And that's going to be an area of continued focus in the United States and around the world.